Well, ladies, welcome. We're continuing in our series, Life Verses for Women, and we're going to do this a little differently today because I wanted to share one of my life verses. So I have Jordan who's going to do some interviewing of me so I can share.
Yes, awesome. Well, Tracy,
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And so I wondered, what is your verse?
Yes. Okay, so I chose Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take.
That is a good verse.
It is. I mean, you see it on a lot of pictures and plaques and things, right?
Yep.
But to me, this really is a good life verse for me, and especially since becoming a parent, I'm drawing on this more and more.
Yeah, no, definitely. So can you share a little bit about the context, where the verse is found?
Yes. Okay, so Proverbs is an Old Testament book, and it's the book of wisdom. And so King Solomon wrote all of the Proverbs, most all of them. And so Solomon had asked God for wisdom, and so God had given him wisdom, so he was the wisest person. So Solomon wrote a ton of these, and the book of Proverbs, it kind of jumps all over the place. Like if you try to read it, it's like he goes from one thing to the next. But the point is, like, they're nuggets. They're nuggets of wisdom that we should use in life. And so this is just one of the Proverbs that Solomon shared. And I think one of the things about the book of wisdom and wisdom generally that I think is important for us to understand in talking more specifically about the verse is that wisdom isn't just information. Like, we shouldn't just look at it like, okay, that was a wise thing to say. Wisdom's really more about applying it to our life and being changed by that information. So when we approach like this verse or any of the other Proverbs to really think about, how do I apply this verse to my life? Which is what this series is about.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, that's some great context. So can you share maybe personally about a little bit how that's affected you and impacted you?
Yes. Okay, so as a parent, I have a lot of fear. I have a fear, when my kids were younger, kind of how you've shared, just that they'll be healthy, and am I doing the right things? Am I eating the right things? Am I giving them the right opportunities? Now I have teenagers, and I have one getting ready to leave to go to college, and thinking, okay, what more do we need to instill in her before we send her out into the world? As teenagers, how do we protect them from things culturally? How do we help them with friends? How do we encourage them to have sexual purity? I mean, just all those things. There's so many things coming at our kids. So for me as a mom, I've just really come to realize that I have parented in fear a lot of times. Fear is usually, and a lot of times, my first response to a situation. Instead of going to God, I mean, I know that that's the right thing to do, go to God and trust in Him. But yet I find myself responding in fear and thinking, I need to figure it out.
Yeah.
So this is how I want to talk about this verse today. I kind of broke it into two parts. So the first part of the verse says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. So when I think about trust in the Lord with all your heart, trust means that I am saying, God, you are God. I'm speaking to you in your character, God, that you're big, you're infinite, you see beginning to end, and I am finite, and I can't know what's happening in the next second.
Yeah.
So why do I assume that my perspective or my way of seeing any situation is better than trusting in God? So my challenge, Jordan, has been I need to learn more how to trust in the Lord and not just go to my own understanding, because that's what brings me to fear. So what I'm trying to do in that is try to go to prayer first, try to be reminded of who God is. Some things He's spoken to me over the years, like He'll say, I feel like He's spoken over my heart before, I love your kids more than you do. Just let me lead. You listen to what I'm leading, and you push your kids in that direction. So that first part of trust in the Lord with all of your heart, not 50%, not 30%, 100%. But then that other part is don't depend on your own understanding. Now the second part of the verse then is to seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. So to me, the word seek is important, that I seek God's presence all the time, that I yearn to know and to hear God's voice. And in order to do that, I need to make sure I'm reading His word. I need to make sure that I'm praying over my own heart, but over that of my kids, and really seeking God and listening to His voice so that I know which path to take.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been, like, that's why this verse to me is my life verse as a parent, that I really want to just grow more and more in the ability to learn how to trust in Him and to seek Him, not to trust in my own way, and know that He's going to lead us on the right path because He loves us.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic verse, and that's some fantastic information you're gaining from it.
Yes, absolutely. So anyways, that was my verse, ladies. I hope that was helpful to you. I know Jordan and I have already shared our parenting stories. There's others out there. And even if you're not a parent, there's plenty of things that we need to trust in the Lord in every area of our life. So use those questions below. Talk about this with a mentor, small group. And again, let's just continue to grow in understanding and applying God's word to our life. And we'll see you in the next video.